Welcome back, everybody, and thank you for joining us here once again on Instagram for another Wine Wednesday. Hey, I'm Christian Laroche, sales manager for Waldorf Wine Group here in British Columbia. Wine Wednesday, as the name implies, we do this every Wednesday, and it's a great way to keep up to date with all things Waldorf Wine Group. We're a small family-owned wine importing company, and we import European wines into British Columbia and Alberta. We've been around since about 1993, and we were founded by Andy Waldorf, still firmly at the helm. We have a really eclectic portfolio of European wines, tons of different producers, from small co-op sellers to small family estates, classified growth, Bordeaux, domain bottled Burgundy, Brunello, ultra-traditional Rioja, Solera method, grower champagne, Pinot Meunier based. Hey, I see some great friends of ours joining us there. I see Pamela Cohen and I see David Lancelot. This feels like Romper Room. I feel like Fran Pappert looking through, and I see... Anyway, really glad you could join us here again. This is great. Really appreciate you folks. Hey, and I invite anybody else who hasn't already followed us. If you haven't done so already, please do follow us on Instagram. We'd love to have you join us here every Wednesday. Wine Wednesdays, basically it's, thanks, Pam. It's kind of a clearinghouse of all things Waldorf Wine Group. We look at wines that we're currently bringing into the market. We sometimes taste some samples that we're looking at bringing into the market. We'll talk about any promos that are happening, any visiting winemakers, chateaus, any events that might be doing that. So yeah, please do join us. Spring is here. Hey, first things first, we had a little bit of a family health situation here yesterday, so very important. Always appreciate, love the one you're with, and it's so important to you appreciate who you're with. So super important there. Don't let a day go by. Tell the one you're with how much you care for them and how much you love them. Back to the wine. Spring is in the air. Well, I guess officially it is spring. So we shift gears a little bit, I suppose. We're kind of coming out of the colder weather. I mean, yeah, we still have our ovens turned on, but I think we're transitioning our dining a little bit more. Obviously, restaurant menus change more to spring items and the like, and we eat slightly different things. We're still eating comfort food and all that, but I think we're starting to get our minds around again, maybe to al fresco dining, and pretty soon we'll be back into patio season and barbecue season. Although I never stop barbecuing, I don't care if it's 40 below. I fire up the grill. But we look for wines that maybe, we take out of the dining room and maybe take onto the patio, out by the pool, that sort of thing. And we're thinking of al fresco dining. And I think it's really important that we have wines that are a little bit more expressive, that really leap out of the glass, so to speak. And we have a wine like that today. And this is kind of cool, because it's kind of a bit of a hybrid. It's something that not a lot of people are super familiar with, especially with this name on the label. But it's something that, we have here in British Columbia. So it's close to home, close to our hearts. But this is a little bit of a different interpretation. It's also from one of our absolute favorite suppliers, but probably not well known for this wine. But really cool wine. We currently bring this wine in as a private listing, as a restricted speculative product. So it's not available on the shelves of the BCLDB government liquor stores, but it is available at private shops and better restaurants. I picked up my sample today from Marquee Wine Cellars down on Davie Street. A lot of people carry this around the province. We've been bringing this in for a while now. Still have a good stock of it, but kind of a cool wine. Let's flip the camera and show you what we're trying. We're back in Germany this week with one of our favorite suppliers, our good friend Johannes Selbach. Yeah. So this is the Selbach family down in Zeltingen in the Middle Mosel. Very, very famous. This is winemaking royalty of the Middle Mosel. The Selbachs, they trace their history in Zeltingen going back to at least at least 1600. Hey, it may go back further, but so far that's all they got on paper, so that's what they're claiming, but it may well go back a little further than that. And this is one of our absolute favorite suppliers. Johannes Selbach and his wife Barbara and their son Sebastian have been crafting fantastic Rieslings. That's probably what they're known for. And Johannes he's been preaching the gospel of good German Riesling, great Mosel Riesling for years and years. He loves coming to British Columbia. He's kind of passing the reins over to his son Sebastian, who's doing a lot of traveling now. We still host Johannes as well. Always love to have him come here. And they're a great, hardworking family. They love to travel, love to eat and drink and see what's going on around the world. And they really, really support the market well here in British Columbia and in Alberta, for that matter. They love coming here and seeing what's what. Well, so the interesting thing with the Selbach family, as mentioned, they're based in the town of Zeltingen, and in the Middle Mosel, which is famous, of course, for Riesling, but also the soil there. It's an ancient seabed, 400 million years old, and probably best known for their blue Devonian slate soil. But the wine we're trying today doesn't come off slate, and this is the cool thing about it. So let's flip the camera around once more. This is actually also something to keep in mind. When you see a wine like this bottle with just the singular Selbach, the family name is Selbach Oster, O-S-T-O-S-T-E-R. So when you see a wine just bottled straight Selbach, what this is a side project that Johannes Selbach set up with his father Hans Selbach a number of years ago. And what this is, these are wines that are sourced from friends and associates, grown under contract to Selbach standards. And what they do is they offer really good regional representations around the Mosel at really, really keen price points. Now, this wine, as I mentioned, this is from J&H Selbach, so it's not estate fruit. Now, this can, in some cases, some of the bottlings can contain a bit of estate fruit, generally from younger vines. But if you see the name Selbach Oster, that is entirely estate fruit, 100% estate fruit. Now, they're a different animal altogether, a little higher up the food chain in terms of quality and also price point. But these are certainly no slouches by any means. These are great Mosel representations. This is kind of cool because it's a wee bit different because it's not a Riesling this time. This wine is a Grauburgunder, and you might be asking yourself, what the heck is a Grauburgunder? Well, Grauburgunder it's Pinot Gris, which, of course, we grow here in British Columbia. But this is a very different style of Pinot Gris. You know, Pinot Gris is it's a mutation of Pinot Noir. And you'll see the berries, the grapes rather, take on a slightly rosy pinkish hue. I'll bring up a shot a wee bit later, show what it looks like. They also call it Ruhlander in Baden. Of course, it's same grape as Pinot Grigio, but it's slightly different style. It's a red skin grape that they use to make white wine. Grauburgunder this particular one comes from the southwest end of the Mosel, from a little village called Nittel, N-I-T-T-E-L. But what's cool about this wine is it's a little bit southwest of Trier. We're actually getting down right across the border from Luxembourg and very close to France. Now, of course, don't forget they grow Pinot Gris in Alsace, where, of course, it can take on different styles, whether it's done as a dry wine, it can be done as a sweet wine, where it can tend to be a little bit more opulent and oily and have quite a bit of viscosity and mouthfeel to it. They think too here the soil is different than the rest of the Middle Mosel. It's not the blue Devonian slate, that ancient seabed that's super, super steep, poor soils. that the Mosel is so famous for, the Middle Mosel especially, and with Selbach grows a lot of their great wines on too, including not just Riesling, but Pinot Blanc, Pinot Noir, Spätburgunder, Gewürztraminer, what have you. But here, the soil is part of the Lorraine Basin, and it's calcareous limestone. It's not the Blue Devonian slate. So, yeah, a wee bit different. You know what? This might be a good time just to pull the map up. I love the packaging of this wine, all done just in the simple clear bottle, bottled under full Stelvin closure. Gotta love that. Tall flute, pretty striking. It looks great on the shelf. Let's just pop this out of the way here, shall we? And as per usual in Germany, it seems, we are in southwest Germany. We are down here, just a little bit southwest of Frankfurt. So basically, if we were to go west along the Rhine River and head north, we would hit Koblenz. And basically, this section between Koblenz and Trier, this is the Middle Mosel. So I just lost my way. So we are just up here for our purposes. Just up here between Grach and Erzig, this is Zeltingen. This is right where Johannes Selbach and company are located. That's where Selbach Oster is located. But a little further southwest, down here, here's Trier. And then just southwest of that here is Nittel. As I say, we're very, very close to the border with Luxembourg. And we're still along the Mosel River, but it's a beautiful, beautiful area. I'm just going to pull up a couple of shots here along the river, and I'll show you. Whoopsie. I just about ended the video there on a quick sec. There we go. Super pretty. You can see it's not as steep vineyards as the Middle Mosel, where you have to basically be a billy goat to work those vineyards. Here, like I said, a little more of a gentle rolling slope along the river. Gives you an idea as well too, right by the church. And here gives you an idea of the Grauburgunder grapes. You can see they're quite pinky skinned, so they can add a little bit of color if you get some skin contact there. I'm just going to pull this back and get the bottle back into shot. So this wine, it's medium alcohol, 12.5%. This is the 2022 vintage, which was kind of a weird vintage. The 2021 vintage in the Mosel went back to a classic sort of nervous vintage with the high acidity and lighter, fresher wines. This kind of followed in the footsteps of, say, 2018 and 2020, really super, super dry year. But what ended up happening was later on in August, the vintage kind of got a little bit of a second chance. It kind of got saved because they thought that in other regions of Germany, like say the Rheingau, they actually started harvesting some of their early level grapes sort of towards the tail end of August just to hedge their bets. But they got some late August rain that really helped to salvage the vintage, and the diurnal shift between the cooler nighttime temperatures, they got several more weeks of hang time, and that kind of saved the vintage and helped to maintain acidity in the wine. So in the case of this wine, what's kind of cool is, no pun intended, this wine was cold fermented in stainless steel, and it spent a few months on the lease and then was bottled. It's kind of cool about this wine is it's richer and weightier than, say, most Italian Pinot Grigios, but it's also not as fat or soft as a lot of the BC Pinot Gris can be in some examples. Of course, I don't want to do a sweeping generalization. It also doesn't have that slightly pink hue from the skin contact, but also I think the flavor profile is a little bit different. I don't think it tends to show as much of the stone fruit, apricot, peach flavors as some of the wines in BC. It tends to lean a little bit more towards, I find at least, Asian pear with a little bit more crisp acidity on the finish. But I like the wine because it's got good structure, medium weight, certainly stand up to richer fare. But I love that acidity that kicks in on the finish. You know what? This may be a great time to give the wine a try. Hey, for those of you just joining us, we are in the Mosel, but a little bit of a hybrid. This is J&H Selbach Grauburgunder Trocken. So this is a Mosel Pinot Gris grown off of the Lorraine Basin limestone soils, not the Blue Devonian slate that the Mosel is so known for, but almost down on the border with Luxembourg. And this is available here in BC as a restricted speculative product, so only at private wine shops and enlightened restaurants. So check it out. If you're interested in anything, check out I'll post the details at the end of the video. And if you have any questions, you can DM me or shoot me an email at Christian@waldorfwine.com. And that's Christian, KHRISTIAN @waldorfwine.com. Let's flip the camera around and dive into this wine, give it a little taste. So I poured this wine a little while ago. I like to serve it cool, not freezing cold. This wine's got a little bit of body. I wouldn't call this necessarily as, say, piercing and light and lively, say, as like a Mosel Riesling Feinherb or a Cabernet or anything like that. It's got a little bit more weight, but still has a good natural acidity. You see the color? It's kind of a pale straw gold maybe. And I was talking about wines for the patio or alfresco dining and wines that leap out of the glass. This wine really exhibits that. Jumps out of the glass, and I'm really getting a lot of that white flower. I'm definitely picking up a little bit of like a chamomile flower. And again, there's that Asian pear note I was talking about. Maybe a little bit of baking spice in there too. Really interesting. Sort of, I don't know, maybe a little bit of nutmeg or something going on there. Let's give the wine a sippy sip, a taste, and a sip. Lovely snap of acidity in the finish. That really, it's interesting. Hits the tip of my tongue, and I'm really picking up pear flavor right up front. And there's a really good cling. It kind of gets to about my mid palate, and then all of a sudden, it kind of kicks in. I really start to salivate. I'm picking up definitely a little bit of lemony, citrusy acidity. Crisp. But again, I like that medium plus body. Let's have one more sip if I may. Yeah, Asian pear. Almost like a little bit of white pepper in there as well too. Really interesting. Really like that. I like it because I think it's very versatile on its own. I think this would be a great wine with, soft cheeses. We know, for an appy, we do like a baked brie, but I could see this, as a patio sipper all arounder, but also I could see this standing up to something a little bit richer, like a meatier, richer fish, maybe like salmon, of course, or sablefish with a miso glaze, turkey, pork tenderloin, roast ham, curry, pad thai, dumplings. If you do a pizza with a white sauce, I think it'd be great for something like that too. Yeah. This is, as I mentioned, this is a private offering, a restricted speculative product. I picked up mine at Marquis on Davie Street. So this is J&H Selbach, not the estate Selbach Oster. As mentioned, This is grown under contract for Johannes Selbach down southwest of Trier in the town of Nittel, grown to his specifications. And this is a Grauburgunder Pinot Gris, fermented dry, 12.5% alcohol. It's carried around the province. Check around. Lots of places. I picked up my sample at Marquis. You can try places like Jack, Sutton Place Wine Merchants, some of the Liberty Wine Merchants. I believe Naramata General Stores got some. I believe some of the Metro Liquors are carrying it. And check out on the island as well, too. I believe, I'm not sure, Vessel may have been carrying it. Some of the Cascadias for sure are carrying it. Perhaps Vintage Spirits as well, too. But if you want, drop me a line and I can let you know exactly where to find it. So, yeah, a wee bit different, but deliciously different. It's kind of nice to have something to compare and contrast with some of our BC Pinot Gris, as well too, a little bit different from Italian Pinot Grigio and a lot of the Alsace Pinot Gris as well. That's about all we've got this week. Short and sweet. Not sure what we've got in the pipeline for next week. I don't know. Maybe we'll go back to Spain. I still have some white wine from Lopez de Heredia. Maybe we'll dip into the new vintage. Maybe do some other French wines or what have you. But hey, listen, if you haven't done so already, I do invite you to follow us here on Instagram. We're up to about 563 followers and growing. Love to have you join us here. So thanks very much. Enjoy spring and hope to see you here again next Wednesday. I'm Christian. Take care. Bye for now.